Hi, this is Odeean. Today I'm having a look at part of the Rescue Reinforcements set 70813 from the Lego Movie. I went halves in this set with my wife. She is a big Lego fan, and she mainly likes minifigs, so she got all the other bits of the set, plus the minifigs and the pig and the chicken and all that stuff. I mainly like robots, so I got this cool Mech, which is themed off of a fire truck, and you can see I've put Lucy / Wildstyle inside, although the set doesn't actually come with a Wildstyle figure. In the movie itself, this vehicle does not feature very prominently. It's pretty much only in there for a couple of shots, but it always, as a toy, stands out for me in the line, and except for the other Mech, which is coming later on, the huge construction Mech, this is one of my favourite sets from the Lego movie. It's pretty cool. It's got this water blaster on one side. You can see by turning this gizmo here, you can spin this around. It's got quite a nice little locking mechanism in there to stop the pieces falling off on their own. There's some cool gauge pieces here which look like something you would see on the back of a fire truck, along with an axe on this side, a hammer on this side. Flipping it around to the back, we've got a shovel, a broom, a walkie-talkie and a megaphone. So the set comes with quite a few accessories that you would use if you're in the fire department, as well as some nice fire themed decals on the top here and striping here, various license plates here. The license plate itself here, TS70813, is the set number, the 70813, which is also pretty cool. This brick running across the front is actually some kind of secret code for a game, I believe. I have no intention of using that, so feel free to go ahead and take it, although I guess once the first person grabs it, it'll be useless after that. As far as being a Lego brick is concerned, you can actually feel the print is raised, so because they've had to do each one individually, I guess they couldn't tampo it on. They've had to some kind of spraying process has sprayed that on, and it does feel rough. Most Lego bricks don't have a rough finish, but this one definitely does. I think I'm going to pull that off after this video and just put a plain red 4 long smooth plate there, because I don't like that really. The windshield is nice. I didn't have one of these before. I think you can get the windshield piece in regular fire truck set, but as I said, I held off buying a Lego City fire truck just because I knew I was going to be getting this one. Other pieces that I don't have many of are this kind of handle or wheel, kind of a valve. I don't have many of those. There's 4 on this set. This flexible hose piece, I don't think I had any of those, and again there's 4 on this set. Also this pivoting triangular piece, you can see it's got a pivot on the back but a triangular surface here that you can put a sticker on. I had none of those as well. So not to mention the ladder. This is awesome. I had no ladder, so there's tons of pieces on this set that I didn't have before buying it. So if I ever did break it down, it's going to be really useful, although I don't think I'm ever going to break this down. I quite like it, and I'm happy to just leave it sitting in this mode. It has a waist swivel, you can see there, but it kind of springs back, and that's because of the hosing that goes between the body and the thighs. Now, I think that's intentional actually, because it kind of seems like a bit of a play pattern there. One area where that is a little bit tiresome is you can see that the hosing is pushing the ball joint on the elbow out of alignment. I could have done without that, but maybe a little bit of rearrangement of the connection point might loosen that up a little bit. I think the feet are really quite creative. So you can see here that there's it looks like some kind of canister that they would use to store firefighting chemicals maybe, and that's been used as the feet. Every part of the figure is very themed to be a fire truck, and it really looks like someone just took a fire truck and rearranged it and put it back together as a Mech, which is kind of exactly what it's meant to be, and it really succeeds at that. As I said, more gauges on the other arm. If I turn it to the side here, you can see there's a little storage bay if you wanted to put some bricks in there. On this side we've got a retractable, actually stuck now, maybe I tied my knot a little bit too big, but a retractable fire hose. It actually came with 2 hoses on a string in case you lose one, which is pretty cool. You can see the ladder just comes off. If you do pull it off, what that gives you is an access door at the back. So I've got no fingernails, which makes things like this pretty hard. So that's how Wildstyle would get in and out. Now, apart from that, you can get the figure in and out from the top. So I'm going to pull off this panel, which is just held on by two single studs here, and just gives you room to put your fingers in there to reposition the figure. But I like the fact that it did have a real door besides the removable roof. You can see here that this is a light bar. Now this row of lights at the back I've just added on from spare pieces, but there weren't many leftover pieces in this set. Everything went to really good use. I'm going to just run down over the posability. So we have ratcheted up and down at the shoulder, ratcheted up and down like a shoulder swing going out. We've got a ball joint at the elbow, somewhat hampered by the hose. We have an articulated hand. It succeeds to some degree at looking like fingers, but the thumb part is a little bit off. But you can use it to grab a hold of things, so it's good. I think this is, it seems to be inspired by Mixels. I've got a few Mixels, and one in particular, one of the red Mixels, like the combined mode of 3 of the red Mixels, has a hand which is designed very similarly to this. So it's a good use of parts there. On the other side, ball joint on the elbow, I mentioned that there. We've got ratchet at the hip, backwards and forwards, ratchet in and out at the hip, ball joint at the knee, pretty limited. And actually, if I had to say there's any weak spot with the joints, it is that knee. It seems that the more I use it, it just gets a little bit loose, and I've put it down and come back the next day and had it flop over. So if anything's a problem, it's that. Not much of a problem if you get a good balance happening before you leave it though. I won't be reviewing the half that my wife took. That consisted of some kind of flying farm or barn that drops carrots and a large micromanager. Maybe you'd call it a macro manager. I didn't care for those at all, but this part I really enjoyed quite a lot. That's my video review for LEGO Movie Set 70813. I'm Odeean. Thank you for watching.